Hey y'all, welcome back to the Orangebloods Texas YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the alert so that every time me and Keenan have a new video of a transfer, a recruit, anything women's basketball or men's basketball related, you guys will be the first to know. Today, our special guest is Jabari Rice, New Mexico guard transfer. Decided to sign with the University of Texas. We love to see it for his final year. And we're just going to be discussing his decision today and just anything else Keenan has for him. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
All right, perfect. So I wanted to go ahead and jump into it. Like I said, it's the elephant in the room. The obvious question, you only have 1 year left. You're a super senior and you are deciding to transfer. Tell me what was going through your head, like just from the jump.
Literally after we played University of Arkansas, we lost that game. And I guess our coach got a call from Mississippi State that he got the job. And so the next day they ended up telling us in the morning that our coach was leaving. Well, he told us himself. So I just never thought I would leave, but it always opened up opportunity. When he left, it just was like, what is the point of me staying? Because we did everything we can do here. And so I just decided to open up the recruitment process.
Yeah. My question sort of bounces off that one, which my question would be, what stuck out about UT2U, the University of Texas, that made you interested in coming and playing for Chris Beard?
Just his play style, the type of coach that he is, just watching the team and just knowing what they need, like knowing the final piece and what the guys need to really put them over the hump to get them a national championship. And I think that I fit that pretty well. And I think me and Coach Beard are pretty the same and as far as basketball and passion for the game and what it takes to win and what you can do to win. So I just feel like it was a good fit. And obviously it's back home, you know what I mean? All my people can come watch me from Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. And so that was a big plus for me too. But just the most important thing was just being in a spot where I could win and be able to play.
Would you say that it alarmed you a little bit to see some of the guys transferring out or declaring for their draft? Or were you just kind of set on what you need to do here at Texas?
No, I wasn't really worried, to be honest. Like, if they came back, they came back. If they didn't, they didn't. I was just focused on just the type of coach that it was. And obviously it does kind of take a part into it, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to be behind a lot of guys that already been here. But I had a good feeling that they were going to enter the draft and they weren't going to come back. And, you know, you always talk to people that you know, inside people, and just everybody knows everybody. Somebody knows somebody on the roster somewhere. So
yeah,
you could just always get a feel about what's going to happen next and what's the best spot for you. And just it kind of was a gut feeling, you know what I mean? Like I didn't choose this just off because it was Texas for sure. Obviously, yeah. I know it's a big school, a big program and everything like that, but it's a lot that comes into it as far as the coach and as far as the players and just the culture.
Okay. Thank you for that answer. I have a question, if that's cool, Serenity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So if somebody had never seen you play before, how would you describe your play style?
Fierce, passionate. That's just the two things that I would describe it as, and then you just add on to whatever you see.
Yeah. Who in the league like, do you resemble, like play style?
Right.
My passion for the game and like grittiness is like more like Pat Bev, but I think I do more of a better like defensive job as far as like the details, little things like that. It's not more of a show. It's less of a show and more of like the actual play. But as far as offensive wise, Busy Bones from the Nuggets and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the Thunder.
Okay.
Very interesting comparisons. Shai is really blowing up, becoming a superstar right now in Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And you spoke about, you know, you weren't necessarily worried about the guys leaving or anything because you're just focused on what you have to do. And I love that maturity. Mm-hmm. And you said there's always somebody that you could talk to get kind of like an inside scoop of how it actually is. Who is someone that you talked to throughout the recruitment process that helped you and to guide you, like, come to Texas a little bit?
Nobody really guided me to come to Texas. Nobody told me to go anywhere because I honestly, I wasn't trying to talk to people that led me to go somewhere because I just it probably wasn't in my best interest to talk to people like that. And I know a lot of emotions would get into it, and there's just more things. So I stayed away from people like that, and I was more on the business side. So I spoke to one of my agents, Tubi, which is Corey Barker, and Casey Owens, one of my old former coaches, and David Anwar, he's a coach over there at Mississippi State now. But those are the guys I really just leaned towards. And then it was mostly just listening out to coaches and picking through which one was thorough and which coach was not, and what was fake and what was not, and what's kind of like a show and what's not. And so it's always hard to find out if a coach is lying or not, but I guess you just got to really like dig deep and just really do your research on yourself. And then plus I'm a film guy, so I watch a lot of film. I watch every team that recruited me. I had like 60 schools recruited me. I watch every school that recruited me. So I know how they play. I know the coaching style. I know how the bench reacts to their teammates. I know how teammates react to each other. So
yeah,
I feel like Texas was a spot that kind of needed my basketball skill level and passion, but also I needed them more than they need me.
Oh, wow. So you're an analytical guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. Now, in terms of what you're bringing to the table, in what ways will your experience benefit the team?
I think it'll benefit the team really well. I mean, like I won a tournament game just like they did last year. You know what I mean? I've been to the tournament 3 out of 4 years. We've won our conference championship 3 out of 4 years. And so I just feel like I know a little bit about winning. We beat a lot of Power Fives at my school. I've only lost 17 games in my career. So, like, I don't know. I feel like winning is always a plus to add to your program. So, and Coach Beard is the one of the ultimate winners. You know what I mean? So, like, me joining him, and not just me, but me joining the program for sure. Like, just I think could help like benefit me in a lot of ways, and I think I can benefit the program a little
bit. Okay, Keenan.
Have you talked to any of the younger kids that are coming in this year, like Rowan or Dylan or Arterio or any of those guys?
I spoke to Rowan a little bit. Me and Dylan talked just a little bit. And Arterio, I kind of get at him a little bit on social media, but not too much. But I'll start talking to those guys here pretty soon within the next week. It's just been busy here. I have to finalize a lot of things and just make sure I was good to come down.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to build those relationships like before the season starts, you know, have those guys in your phone and become friends with them, because I think a big part of Texas success is going to be culture building. And I think that's a big thing that Chris Beard does. And it seems like that's something that you were interested in doing.
Yeah, for sure. I'm big on that too. And my coach from my last my school that I'm at now, he was big on culture as well. So culture is like a big thing, being around the guys, being able to touch guys and stuff like that. So that'll be a big thing.
And you've spoken about pretty much the idea of having decisions, you know, and when you were first getting recruited, you didn't have like a lot of decisions to make. And now that you have the opportunity to, you know, your coach is leaving and you have the opportunity to make a decision for yourself, and you just have like, you know, plate full of places you could go. Tell me a little bit more about why having decisions is important, or why it was important to you.
I think it's always good to keep a clear mind and open up yourself to the best possible decisions, just because like you never know what's out there, and you never want to be closed-minded. Like the phrase I would use the best is like think outside the box. Like you're literally thinking outside of just being at home. Like it was easy for me to stay here. You know what I mean? Like NIL and whatever, like it's easy for me to stay here. Like, but the thing is, like, I don't want to take the easy route if it's not necessary. And so really it wasn't necessary for me to just stay here if like it wasn't much left for me here. And so I just kept my options open. Like I listened to different coaches, every school. Like I didn't leave out any school, any big schools, JUCOs, or whoever was trying to, I listened to them, because you never know what they have to offer. You never know what could be the best situation. And so obviously I narrowed it down to about 10. And then I narrowed it down to about 3. and then I only saw 2 coaches. Well, I saw 3 coaches, and then 2 of them flew down here. And so then I was really serious about them because they flew down here. They actually came and come see me. And one of them was Coach Beard. And so we talked, we had breakfast, we went to the gym, he showed me a couple things, you know what I mean? We talked a little bit. And then when I left, I kind of got a feeling that this was the place for me to be. I didn't even need to
visit. That Coach Beard said specifically that was like, that's exactly what I was waiting to hear.
He said he don't like to do anything else other than win. Like, he don't care about nothing else other than win. And so I asked him a couple different things, and he said no, like winning he cares more about. So he's just a winner, and I feel like his passion is the same as mine. So
okay.
Yeah, that's sort of what I've heard about him as well, and what I've seen in the last year. And it seems like the fact that these types of players that like really want to win, they're also willing to make some sacrifices. So I'm sure that was part of his pitch to you, because, you know, there's a lot of good players out there, but, you know, it's sometimes not as obvious what your role is going to be when you go in, but it's something that's all predicated on winning, and that's all that matters. And I think that's probably why he recruited you, because he saw that in you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not worried about anything, like, as far as roster wise, as far as playing. Like, I feel like what I bring to the table is unique. Like, I'm a defender first, but I'm also a really good scorer. And so, like, throughout my 4 years in New Mexico State, I played a different role every year. My first year, I played the role of coming off the bench, being a backup guy, just being a guy that comes in, gets 3-4 points, mess it up on the rebounds, check out some guys, get some fouls. You know what I mean? One of those guys. My second year, I was the all-league first team, got snubbed for player of the year, things like that. Third year, I got hurt, so I had to play injured. And then for my last year just now, I had to play point guard because we didn't have one. So I was playing out of position. And I really never got to really show, other than my sophomore year, which was my best year, like by far, I really never got to show another part of my game like that. And so I've always just been a defender first. And I think that's what he likes about me. And I think they know what I'm capable of and what I'm used to doing. You know what I mean? And I think a whole bunch of coaches respect me as a player. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of those guys that score 20 points a game or get up 20 shots a game, but I'm one of those, the number one guy on the scouting report when you scout. You know what I mean? Things like that. So I'm not really worried about lineups, positions. I'm positionless too. I can play 1 through 4. Whatever he needs me to play, I can play. You know what I mean? They're big on getting weight on me, like 15 pounds, 20 pounds. You know what I mean? So I can sustain playing the 4 or something like that in the Big 12. And so, like I said, I'm not really worried about that. Just doing the things that keep me on the court is defending, rebounding, and being tough. And so everything else is just a bonus. And so I feel like those staples make me who I am, and it definitely like makes me and Coach Beard's comparison like almost 100%.
Absolutely.
Winning attitude, man. That versatility is going to go a long way.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely will. And this is the last question I have. You talked about how you have watched film from Texas before, and now that the year has been completed, and, you know, like, you're signed now, so it's okay. But what were some things that you saw that the team lacked that you are hoping to help when you do come in?
A vocal leader, someone who was vocal in the right way, not vocal like as far as like, you know what I mean? It was just a different. I feel like it was a different. Some of the guys grew up kind of like in the different spots. You know what I mean? So one was taught to talk this way, one was taught to handle things this way. And so I feel like just having a neutral guy that understands both sides, you know what I mean, and doesn't add to the problem, but like kind of like neutralizes it. I feel like I'm one of those guys. I feel like I'm a good teammate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a great teammate. I don't have any bad reports from any teammates that I've ever had. I'm probably one of the favorites out of every teammate that I've ever had. I feel like the toughness side, like somebody who's going to dive on the floor, somebody who's going to, like, you know what I mean, have your back when you're off, somebody's that's going to like tell you to keep shooting when you're off and you think you're not shooting, like somebody like that, somebody that's going to challenge you in the right way. somebody that's going to bring it every day in practice. That's what I do. I bring it every day in practice. I bring it every day on the floor. You're going to get that from me all the time. Like, I'm never just going to take it off. So I feel like mostly just somebody that has your back. And I feel like that's what they needed, a guy that really has everybody's back from the managers to the coach. And I feel like I'm that guy. And so all the other stuff, the rebounding, the toughness and stuff comes in that, just bringing, just adding to the culture that way.
Absolutely. This is like exactly what Texas needs right now. And that leadership comes from just building relationships. So the fact that was one of the first things you said, like you're just trying to come in and build the relationships with the other guys, because, that is how leadership is built. They have to trust that, you know what you're talking about, or that the instruction that you're trying to give is from like a loving place and not, like a trash talk.
And it's credible. It's credible for sure.
Absolutely.
So I try not to be like, I was a leader probably 3 out of 4 years that I was at New Mexico State. Yeah. I probably wasn't the leader my first year because I had to find my way a little bit, but I was always the coach's favorite player. So I was always put into the fire off the rip. So I've grown a lot. Like I'm not always like, to be honest, like I don't think like I'm a great leader, but other guys do, you know what I mean? So like, I have to like adjust to how I lead. And I had to do that a lot because I'm a hothead. Like I'm just like all the other guys, just because I'm so passionate about the game. It's not like I'm never disrespectful outside of basketball. It's all about basketball. Like just having I don't know, when I step on the floor, it's just different. But anyway, just, like I said, just being with the guys and them being able to trust me, because I've been in a position before and I've had a good coach that's put me in a position. So I feel like they have, and we already played with each other and stuff like that. So I feel like we know each other a little bit. Then I played with Timmy's brother, Teddy. So me and Teddy are already me and Timmy are already a little acclimated. So
like mutual friends already.
Yeah.
And tell me about this. I promise this is my final question. Tell me about where your name comes from.
Jabari. My dad named me that. I don't know. He's gonna name me King Jabari, but I don't know why he didn't. He said it would be too much on me, so he named me Jabari. And really, all me and my siblings on my dad's side have like those type of names. Like my sister's name is Princess. My little brother's name is Keenan, and my other little brother's name is Landon. So.
Wow. Okay. I like y'all have big names to like fulfill.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not really tripping. It's whatever.
Do you have a nickname for it?
Everybody calls me Bari or JB.
All right, JB. Yeah. It was good to talk to you. Thank you for taking out your time. Keenan, do you have anything else?
Nope, that's really all I had. I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. We really enjoyed it, and we're looking forward to seeing you play next year, man.
Appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for having me, for sure.
Absolutely. All right, y'all know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe to the Orangebloods Texas YouTube channel, and turn on those alerts.